We are back at the DSN College grounds for the second quarter-final of this Mercantile Cricket Association T10 League tournament for the year 2025. This is Tier B games being played, and the game down for decision now is Seylan Bank versus Abans Group. And the news from the centre was that Abans Group won the toss, invited Seylan Bank to bat first, and of course, as you talk to the umpires on the field at the moment, and the batsmen are coming out. We're waiting for the Abans team also to take the field. So 10 overs per side in this T10 tournament. The first quarter-final played a short while ago, which ended a short while ago. Power Hand Plantations beat the English Tea Shop quite convincingly by 77 runs. In fact, the Power Hand Plantations made 145 for 2 in their 10 overs and restricted the English Tea Shop to 68 for 8, nowhere in the game. And there we are, the two teams as well. Abans Group, Chamindu Silva along with Anuradha, Gunavardhana, Akalanka with Dulanjana, Hettiarachi and Lahiru, Fernando in the side, Sanoj, Dakshina and Deshan making up the Abans team. And Seylan Bank, Anjuna Pereira along with Santosh Randula, Iran Kanushka, and Dilkit along with Basanayaka, Jayamaha, Madhushankar, Gunathilika, Gamage, Fernando, and Jayakusa. That makes up the Seylan Bank side. So perhaps two well-balanced sides playing this quarter-final game. And of course, these two teams, that is the Seylan Bank and Abans, the winner of this game will meet the Power Hand Plantations in the first semi-final at these grounds. That will be after lunch today. The finals will be played as day-night games and played at the CCC grounds under lights. So a lot to play for. And here we are with the teams out in the middle, and Abans batting first in this match. And the first over coming up from the far end of the ground. So Abans bowling first ball coming up. Sajid Gunathilaka on the back foot, trying to force it to the offside. Dot ball to start with, outside the line of off stump. Trying to play it on the offside, but doesn't make contact, so it's a dot ball to start with. Chamindu Hansa, the first ball in the first over. And here's a Dilkit at the non-striker's end for Seylan Bank. And here's the second ball coming up. Field well spread. A lovely morning here at DSN College grounds. And this time, a thick edge down towards backward point reach. The fielder is after it. He won't get there, but picks it up inside the boundaries. The batsman cross of 1. So 1 run, and that opens the Seylan Bank total as well. 1 for no wicket, and Sajid Gunathilaka is on the mark with 1. It was in the air for a while, but there was no chance for the fielder to get to that. A thick edge from the batsman. And now the batsmen have a little chat. So Gunathilaka coming down, having a chat with Dilkit as well. A few words of encouragement. Hansa the bowler. So Abans will try to restrict the Seylan Bank. They've got a strong batting side, the Seylan Bank. And let's see what really goes on, what happens in this game. Hansa bowls. A play and a miss again outside the line of off stump. Wide call this time. Totally move up through. That's got to be re-bowled, that delivery. That was way outside the line of off stump. There we go. Outside the tram lines. And look at where the wicket-keeper collected the ball. There was no doubt about that. Absolutely a genuine wide. So 2 for no wicket is Seylan Bank. Put into bat today by Abans Group. Played defensive on the onside. The ball runs out towards that mid-on region. Plenty of time to cross for a single. So Dilkit also off the mark with 1, takes the total number 3 for no wicket. Where in the first over, 3 balls bowled by Hansa in this first over. So you got the short fine leg in place, a backward square leg, a mid wicket and long on. And on the offside, they have the man at third man. A backward point, a sweeper cover, extra cover in mid-off. Pulled away on the onside. Between 2 fielders running down towards the boundary. Crosses the boundary now. That's for the first positive strike from Seylan Bank. Takes the total up to 7 for no wicket. Takes Gunathilaka to 5. They'll want to have a good start, Seylan Bank. So this is a quarter-final game. The second quarter-final being played here this morning. Again pulled away on the onside. They get one, coming back for the second run. Picked up inside the boundary. So 2 runs being taken. So takes Seylan Bank on to 9 for no wicket. Five balls bowled in the first over. Hansa to bowl the last ball of his first over, the first of the innings as well. Big heave on the onside. Into the boundary for 4. Good first over for Seylan Bank. 13 for no wicket after 1 over. With Sportylk moving on to 11 and Dilkit is on 1. Well connected. No fielder down there and no on. So allowed that boundary to be taken. So there we are 13 for no wicket after 1 over.
මොනවද පේන්නේ කියමු
CDBFD
දැන් කොහොමද
CDBFD
ඔයාට කන්නාඩි ඕනේ නෑ හොඳට දුර දෙක පේනවා
දැනෙන පොලියක් දෙන CDB එක ඩිපොසිට් වෙනස්
So Kavisha Dullan to bowl the second over. Seylan Bank put it to bat today in this second quarter final at the DSN Naka College grounds. 13 for no wicket after 1 over. Projected score is 130. Dilkit is on 1 and Kavisha Dullan to operate from the southern end of the grounds. So spin at this end. Pulled away on the onside. That's big. That's gone really big for 6. Pitch short from Dullan and Dilkit took full advantage of that. Pulled it over the mid-wicket region for 6. There we go. In the slot to be pulled. Made no mistake about that. The field had no chance. In the air again, field under 8. Will he be out caught? Yes, he's out caught. So Seylan Bank lose their first wicket. 19 for 1. Dilkit the man out for 7. Going for another big heave on the offside this time. And couldn't really get the distance going. Straight forward catch taken at extra cover. That's the replay. Look at that. In the air for quite some time, but the fielder made no mistake. Look at that. Good catch being taken. Seylan Bank 19 for the loss of 1 wicket after 1.2 overs. So Dilkit was caught by Dakshina of the bowling of Dulanjana for 7 of 3 balls, 1-6 in that innings. Sajid Gunsaleka is there on 11 of 5 balls. So projected score is 143 after 10 overs. Important periods of play for both sides. Wickets and runs. This is the quarterfinal game. The winner of this game will take on the Power Hand Plantations in the first semi-final at this venue. That's after lunch. Kavisha again. Down the track, lofted. That's gone all the way over long off. Around Kanushka starts off the big 6. Takes it over 25 for 1 in the second over. Well played. Waited for that. But straight down the throat of the backward point fielder. So there we are. Seylan Bank lose their second wicket. That's a soft dismissal in the end. He played that well. He got good contact, but had the fielder at a backward square leg, a few yards inside the boundary. There we go again. Look at that. That's where the shot was played. And look at the catch being taken. Straightforward catch, in fact, at backward square leg. And the Seylan Bank lose their second wicket. 25 for 2. Iran Kanushka out for 6. He faced 2 balls caught by Lakshita Lahiru of the bowling of Duranjana. So this is where Abans will be happy that when they won the toss and invited Seylan Bank to bat first, they want to pick up early wickets, even though runs have come for Seylan Bank at 25 for 2 after 1.4 overs. So Kavishka Dulanjana has picked up 2 wickets for 12 runs in his first over. Right, so the 5th ball of the second over. Played soft hands to the offside towards backward point. Looking for one was Chanuka Santosh, but not to be because the ball travelled quickly towards backward point. So dot ball. And the last ball, the second over coming up. Lofted again on the onside. Into the boundary at long on for 4. That ends the second over as well. So after 2 overs, Seylan Bank at 29 for 2. With Chanuka Santosh on 4. Gunathilaka on 11. There we go. Nicely played over the head of that deep mid-on fielder. Since there was no fielder at long on. So Kavishka Dulhan has bowled his 1 over, 2 for 16 his figures. Picked up the 2 wickets in that over. So Abans, who won the toss, invited Seylan Bank to bat first in the second quarter final. Sudhara Dakshina to bowl his first over, the third of the innings. Sajid Gunzalik on strike. He's on 11 of 5 balls. So more adjustments to the field. So mandatory power play is completed after 2 overs. Driven on the offside out towards long off by Gunathilaka. They pick up a single. Whenever the ball is played to the outfield, the batsman assume it's only a single. They don't look to try and make the fielder work hard, try and look for 2 runs to put the pressure on the fielder. So 30 for 2 is Seylan Bank. Thick edge, beats the man at backward point, is running down towards the backward point boundary, into the boundary for 4. Had enough legs on that. So Santosh, 2 boundaries, in fact, to his individual score of 8 of 3 balls, 34 for 2. So run rate at the moment is 14.57. It's a good run rate, but Seylan Bank will not want to lose too many wickets. Before a big heave on the onside, the ball runs down to short third man, perhaps off the pad. We'll wait for the umpire's call. Now he got some bat to that. So there we are. Santosh moves on to 9 of 4 balls, brings Sajid Gunathilaka on strike. It's 35 for 2 after 2.3 overs. Seylan Bank. Again played away on the offside, out to sweep a cover. The amble through for 1. 36 for 2. Brings Chanuka Santosh on strike once again. He's on 9 of 4 balls. Drives on the off, straight to his extra cover, dot ball. And it's still 36 for 2. So last ball, the third over coming up. Trying to play that perhaps an inside edge. The ball runs on the short fine leg. That will end the over with another dot ball. So 3 overs completed. And Seylan Bank are 36 for 2.
මොනවද පේන්නේ කියමු.
CDBFD
දැන් කොහොමද?
CDBFD
ඔයාට කන්නාඩි ඕනේ නෑ. හොඳට දුර දෙක පේනවා.
දැනෙන පොලියක් දෙන CDB එක ඩිපොසිට් වෙනස්.
Metabolism. So 36 for 2 after 3 overs. Seylan Bank coming into this quarterfinal game as the second team. There are 2 teams qualified as the second best teams. So 6 groups, top team qualifying easily, the top 6 of each group, and 2 teams with a better run rate. Seylan Bank had a net run rate of 5.3. They were very dominant in their bowling attack, getting those 2 net run rate to 5.3, because one side they got out for 48, chased it down in 2.3 overs, and the next game was all out for 70 odd and got it within the frame of the 6th over. So that's why their net run rate is very high, and they qualified to this quarterfinal as one of the second best sides. But Abans Group, they won all their 3 games in that group. Dominant, again another dominant side, just like Power Hand Plantations. And the other second side was English Tea Shop. Well, shortish delivery, pulled towards the square leg region. There's a man under it, and easy catch. So the 3rd wicket falling for Seylan Bank. And they are struggling here. Their run rate is good, but still the wickets column, 3 down in the matter of just the 4th over, the top order failing. You know that this is a T10 game, so you will have your top batters in the top lineup coming in early. A very good catch down there, just inches boundary line. So Sajid Gunatharka departs for 13, facing 9 deliveries with 2 boundaries of the bowling of Kavindu Hettiarachi. Seylan Bank 36 for 3. So dot ball. Ravindu Madhushang, the new batter. Kavindu Hettiarachi bowling round the wicket. He has done a tremendous job in the first part of his first over. Just cutaways through its sweeper coverage and just for another single. Score moves to 37 now. So Abans winning this toss in this game, in this quarter-final, opting to bowl first. Probably this is the idea. They need to restrict Seylan Bank as for a lower score and chase it down. Probably that's a strategy that they made. I heard that there are some good club players for Abans. Well, what a brilliant over. Just 1 run coming off that over and picking up a wicket as well. So after 4 overs done, Seylan Bank 37 for 3. Very bright today.
මොනවද පේන්නේ කියමු.
CDBFD
දැන් කොහොමද?
CDBFD
ඔයාට කන්නාඩි ඕනේ නෑ. හොඳට දුර දෙක පේනවා.
දැනෙන පොලියක් දෙන CDB එක ඩිපොසිට් වෙනස්.
So 4 was done, 37 for 3. Seylan Bank was asked to bat, and they have a good run rate prior to the previous over, but 3 wickets falling. Now the net run rate, the current run rate has fallen off to 9.25. They were 36 for 2 in 3 overs at one stage, but currently Abans coming back to the game after winning the toss, deciding to bowl first. There are plenty of spinners in their lineup. Well, a juicy full toss, taking it full, taking the maximum and getting off the meat of the bat. Good start to this over, 5th over, that's a juicy full toss, driven straight along the ground towards that extra cover region. Struck firmly off the middle of the bat. Ramidhu Madhusan getting his first boundary. Another juicy half volley. Getting a single. He got some relief getting off Ramidhu to the non-striker's end. Miranga Fernando spoiling his first over. Looks like Abans have plenty of spinners in their lineup. Comment advancing down the track, getting some turn. Well, Chanuka Santosh has faced 9 deliveries and just got 9 runs. Probably he needs to improve his strike rate a little bit more. They need to get going. They need something more than 100 at least for the bowlers to get some attention off here. Well, was talking about he needs to improve his strike rate. Another juicy half volley. That was straight over the bowler's head for a 6. He gets his first maximum. So we're turning out to be very good and taking the initiative, Seylan Bank, to go after the bowling. Bowling these spinners. Let's see the projected score over 100. It's another single towards the mid-wicket region. Yeah, Sudhara's action there had long on, running in, keeping it just for a single. So last ball coming up. 12 runs being given in this over. A flat battered shot, another boundary. Over the bowler's head, couple of bouncers. And it is a very costly over. 16 runs coming off that over. Miranga Fernando being a little expensive. So after 5 overs done, Seylan Bank 53 for 3.
මොනවද පේන්නේ කියමු.
CDBFD
දැන් කොහොමද?
CDBFD
ඔයාට කන්නාඩි ඕනේ නෑ. හොඳට දුර දෙක පේනවා.
දැනෙන පොලියක් දෙන CDB එක ඩිපොසිට් වෙනස්.
So 53 for 3 after 5 overs, half of the innings. They need at least another 50 to 60 runs to post a good score in this quarter-final game. Coming to hit, Tiarachi bowled a brilliant over. The first over, he just gave away 1 run, picked up a wicket as well. He's bowling his second over. Bowling around the wicket, angling it outside the off stump. A big heave towards the cover point region, a short one. Then cut away. Couple of bouncers. Another welcome boundary. Chanuka Santosh, he is having a role here. He was very silent in the first few balls, but right now he takes charge takes the initiative in this total, building up this total for Seylan Bank. Score moves to 57 for 3. Good start to the over. First ball 4. Some pressure to the bowler now. He bowled a first very good over. But bowling to his second over just gave 4 runs in the first delivery. Some turn. Well, that turned sharply. Just over the bails. He was completely surprised, Chanuka Santosh there, with that delivery. This is going to be a good run chase as well. Anything over 100, they are targeting that. Their series projected score 107. Well, that's a brilliant 6 inside out. Tossed up delivery, taking it full. Going over extra cover. Another costly over. There you see, taking it in on the half volley. Nicely executed towards that extra cover. So 10 runs coming off the first half of this over. This is turning out to be a good total now for Seylan Bank. Nicely nudged towards mid-wicket. Batters running for the second run. This is good running as well. Pretty good batting. They were 37 for 3 at one stage. Now they have some recovery. 65 runs. These two batters have added almost 30 runs with quick successions. It's just a matter of just 2 overs. Nicely nudge again to the same region. They're going for the second run again. This is good running. Absolutely brilliant batting by Chanuka Santosh. 14 runs coming off this over so far. $67 for 3. From 36 for 3. They've added 31 runs in a matter of just 2 overs. This is good going for Seylan Bank. They have 4 overs left after this ball. A shortish delivery pulled towards square leg region for a single. So 15 runs coming off that coming to head carriage is over. Seylan Bank 68 for 3 after 6 overs.
මොනවද පේන්නේ කියමු.
CDBFD
දැන් කොහොමද?
CDBFD
ඔයාට කන්නාඩි ඕනේ නෑ. හොඳට දුර දෙක පේනවා.
දැනෙන පොලියක් දෙන CDP එක ඩිපොසිට් වෙනස්.
Second quarterfinal, Seylan Bank versus the Abans Group, and Abans won the toss, invited Seylan Bank to bat first, and after 6 overs they made 68 for 3. The projected score is 113, so they're going at 11.33 runs and over. And Chanuka Santosh, slow start, but he's really picked up the pace. 31 of 17 deliveries, and Ravindu Madhushankar is on 10 of 5. As we've seen, Kavisha Dulanja bowled his 1 over 2 for 16, his figures, coming for the second over. And this is over number 7. Here we go, first ball of the over. Hit away, thick edge down towards sweeper cover. Does well to feel that. The ball was spinning across the fielder at the sweeper, so they pick up a single for that. And takes the total up to 69 for the loss of 3 wickets. Projected score 1-1-2. Second ball, the over coming up. And it's going to be Ravindu Madhushankar to take strike. He's on 10 of 5 balls. He's given good support to Chanuka Santosh, who's on 32 of 18. And here we are, second ball of the over, the left armour. Down the track, drives again out towards sweeper cover, who picks up inside the boundary, so 1 more run. I'd like to see the batsman putting more pressure on the fielders, trying to take the extra run that is convert the 1s into 2s. We've seen that a couple of times the last over, and they got those extra runs going. And here's Kavishka again, bowling to Chanuka Santosh. Lofted on the offside. Fielder won't get there. That's 4. That's well played. In the air for a while, but very safe indeed. One bounce to the boundary for 4. That's an extra cover. And that really puts the pressure on the bowling side once again. Look at that. The ball just raced away over the outfield for 4. 74 for 3 after 6.3. So Seylan Bank heading to a big score, perhaps in excess of 100 runs. Takes Chanuka Santosh on the 36 of 19. And Kavisha again 2 for 22 into his second over at the moment. 1.3 overs completed. Down the track, driven on the onside, out towards long on this time. And the batsman crossed for a single. So one more to the total. Takes the total up to 75 for the loss of 3 wickets. That brings Ramindu Madhushankar on strike once again to 11. The left arm spinner from the far end. Down the track. Didn't get hold of that. An inside edge onto the pad. The ball rolls out towards square leg. The wicket keeper moves across to do the fielding. But they'll pick up a single for that. So 6.5 overs completed. 76 for 3 is Seylan Bank. And the last ball, the 7th over coming up. So Seylan Bank looking good for a total of over 100. Let's see how it goes. And here we are with Gavishka balls. And this one's outside the line of off stump. That's a dot ball. That'll end the over as well. So 7 overs completed. And Seylan Bank are 76 for the loss of 3 wickets with Chanuka Santosh on 37, Ramindu Madhushankar on 12.
මොනවද පේන්නේ කියමු.
CDBFD
දැන් කොහොමද?
CDBFD
ඔයාට කන්නාඩි ඕනේ නෑ. හොඳට දුර දෙක පේනවා.
දැනෙන පොලියක් දෙන CDP එක ඩිපොසිට් වෙනස්.
So Seylan Bank 76 for 3. This is the second quarter final of this tournament. The Sportylk Cricket Association T10 tournament for 2005. The Tier B games being played here. And the finals we played later this evening at the CCC grounds under lights. And Power Hand Plantations who met the English Tea Shop in the first quarter final at this grounds this morning. A comprehensive win in that game for Power Hand Plantations. They made 145 for 2 and restricted the English Tea Shop to 68 for 8. There we are. More runs coming in for Seylan Bank. 6, in fact. The first ball of a new over from Miranga Fernando. Got the treatment. 82 for 3 is the Seylan Bank total. Effortless at that time over that mid-wicket region. Cleared that boundary by quite a bit, in fact. So this is where Seylan Bank will look to make that total over 100 runs. Ramindu Madhushankar moves on to 18 of 8. Second ball. Down the track. Looking to launch it to the onside. Beaten all ends up. Hits the wickets. The bails dislodge. And there we are. So Seylan Bank lose their 4th wicket. 82 for 4. And Miranga Fernando gets that breakthrough. He's got the wicket going on the second ball after being hit for 6 in the first ball. There's the replay coming up. And look at that. He was down the track looking to hoik that on the onside. Hit the top of the wickets. The bails flew off. So the batsman is bowled. And Ramindu Madhushankar moves out for 18 of 9 balls. 1 6 and 2 4s bowled by Miranga Fernando. So Chanuka Santosh, he's there, not out of 37 or 21 balls. He's been the playmaker so far. Seylan Bank 82 for 4 after 7.2 overs. Projected score is 112. That will be a fairly good score to get in this quarter-final game. So Miranga Fernando, 1 for 22 from 1.2 overs. That's his bowling figures. Trying to work it on the onside. Wrapped on the pad outside the line of off stump. The ball rolls out towards square leg. No chance of a run. So dot ball always useful for the fielding side. That's our Abans Group. Bowled him. That's well bowled again in the block hole. Nimesh Jayamahang trying to work it on the offside. Just survived 2 balls and look at that. Stumps disturbed and Seylan Bank lose their 5th wicket. 82 for 5. That's well bowled indeed. Trying to drive that, nowhere near that, and just went through the gate, and he was bowled for no score. Nimesh Jayama out for no score of 2 balls. Miranga Fernando picking up that wicket. So suddenly when Seylan Bank looked good to go over 100 runs and now losing a couple of wickets, 2 wickets without addition to the total, and that puts pressure on the batting side. The bowlers will dominate. The projected score coming down to 107 at the moment. At one stage it was 113. So 82 for 5. Can Seylan Bank recover from this stage? So Miranga Fernando has 2 balls left in his 2 over spell. 2 for 22 his figures. Oh, there we are. Going for a big heave on the onside. Rap on the pad. Question asked, but maybe sliding down the leg side. Umpire says no, but a dot ball coming up. That's the important equation. There we go. Again, trying to work it on the onside. Doesn't get hold of it. Another dot ball. Excellent over from Miranga Fernando. They end the 8th over, and Seylan Bank 82 for 5.
මොනවද පේන්නේ කියමු.
CDB FD
දැන් කොහොමද?
CDB FD
ඔයාට කන්නාඩි ඕනේ නෑ. හොඳට දුර දෙක පේනවා.
දැනෙන පොලියක් දෙන CDP එක ඩිපොසිට් වෙනස්.
So 82 for 5 after 8 overs, 2 overs left. They were going well and 2 wickets falling in a quick succession. Sudhara Dakshina bowling his second over. A foolish delivery, just getting that inside edge. The ball's racing towards that fine leg region for a single, so the score moves to 83 now. A foolish delivery, slight misfeel. Just allows the batter to go for that single. That was struck firmly, so probably that's why Sudhara Dakshina wasn't able to get it cleanly or stop that ball. It's a good start to the over so far. Another foolish delivery, not letting the batters to go aerial there. Trying to bowl those Yorkish deliveries. Just 3 runs coming off the first 3 deliveries. A slight misfail. So that is a little poor from the fielders down there in the boundary. Just allowing the batter to go for 2 more extra runs. There you see he nicely driven along the ground towards that mid-on region. The misfield, it almost carried to the boundary, but there was some good backing up. So dot ball, very crucial dot ball in this over now. Just 87 runs. Bowling the last delivery, 5 good ball, just 5 runs. Sudhara Dakshina. A full toss, hammered straight to extra cover. Get some relief with that juicy full toss. Just 6 runs coming off that 9th over. Seylan Bank 88 for 5.
මොනවද පේන්නේ කියමු.
CDB FD
දැන් කොහොමද?
CDBFD.
ඔයාට කන්නාඩි ඕනේ නෑ. හොඳට දුර දෙක පේනවා.
දැනෙන පොලියක් දෙන CDB එක ඩිපොසිට් වෙනස්.
So 88 for 5. Seylan Bank. Trying to build, that's good. The top batter, Chanukka Santosh, is out there in the middle. So Chamindu bowling his second over, the last over of Seylan Bank's innings. He bowled one over, gave away 13 runs. So I think Abans Group has come back to the game with that fall of wickets, those 2 wickets. They were going well at one stage. They were 68 for 3 in 6 overs. Now they have lost their way, just 20 runs coming in just a matter of 3 overs. Edged straight to third man. Volley. Nicely driven towards the extra cover. That's the fielder. Very good fielding down there. Just keeping it for 2. And the batter's crossing for 2 runs easily. Chanukka Santosh is out there. He's on 41. Slight change in the field. He's bringing that extra cover towards the boundary. And he has 2 fielders. Backward point, 2-point fielders. A very good ball. Bowler himself running. Can he stop that? No, the batter is running for 2 runs quite easily. So 5 runs coming off the first 3 deliveries. There's a big heave. The ball's racing towards the third man, taking that outside edge. So 1 bounce to the fielder. So far so good. 6 runs coming out of the first 4 deliveries. Can they finish well? Seylan Bank get a boundary. Another edge. Well, the third man fielder is quite busy out here. That's the 3rd delivery, 3rd ball. Sailing towards that third man reach and taking that outside edge. So Seylan Bank, they're 95. At one stage they could have got to a total of at least 110. But now they struggle in the last 4 overs. Well, over the bowler said, there's a fielder under it. Yes, slight misfield, but the batter's crossing for 2 runs. So fairly decent over. Just 9 runs coming off that last over. And at the end of the Seylan Bank's innings, they got only 97 runs for the loss of 5 wickets in their 10 overs, with Chanukka Santosh is unbeaten 46, just missing out the half century, but he has done a good job to build this score for Seylan Bank. He got 46 runs off just 27 deliveries. A great performance by Chanukka Santosh to build that score. Now the bowlers have a huge task to stop these runs. Anything below 100 is quite chaseable. I think Abans have done a decent job. They have the batting power. They can go for this. It will be a good run chase to come up. for Abans Group. So that's the batting card. Sajid Gunathilika 13, Hasara Dilkit 7, Iran Kanushka 6, and Chanuka Santosh 46 of just 27 deliveries with 4 fours and 2 sixes. Raghu Madhusankar did some contribution. He got 18 runs. Nimesh Jayama got out for a duck, and Nethun Basnayaka he just got 6 runs. So Seylan Bank posting 97 runs. The bowling card for Abans Group, Chamidu Hansaka Silva just 2 overs 22 runs. Kavish Dulanjana 2 overs 24 for 2. And then Kavindu hit Tiaraj right at the bottom. He bowled 2 overs for 16 for 1. Sudhar Dakshina bowled very well, didn't take any wickets, but 2 overs 13 runs. He did a great job to keep the run flow to a decent total, just giving 13 runs. And Miranga Fernando 2 for 22 in his 2 overs. Of all of wickets, 19, 25, 32, 82, and they had that 4th wicket partnership. That was this platform, 46 runs, and the last wicket also falling at 82. Just 1 extra. So that is a decent bowling. They have done a decent job with some good hitting. That's why the total has gone to 97 for 5 for Seylan Bank. So I think they have done a decent job bowling and restricting them below 100. At one stage, they were going well with wickets, the first 3 wickets falling at just 36 runs, but Seylan Bank did some recovery. So some of the highlights, they got some runs, they got a good start in the first over, couple of overs, but wickets kept on going. So that could be the downfall of this total, but right at the middle, they got some runs. You see some lusty blows over mid-wicket. So this was the first wicket. A very good catch by Sudhar Dakshina. And kept on going. You see another big hit. So they kept on going despite losing wickets. But at one stage, 36 for 3 in the 4th over. Thought that this game they wouldn't have been scoring such a total, but somehow that was a nice partnership for the 4th wicket. 46 runs in that partnership, so getting some nice boundaries. There were some big hits. So this was the 3rd wicket, in fact, a shortish delivery. So some relief for Seylan Bank to get this total 97 runs, because they needed some runs on board. It's a knockout game. All in all, my opinion that anything below 100 is quite chaseable. Not huge outfield, just 60 yards probably all around. It's a chaseable target for Abans Group. They've won all their 3 games, quite well, a very good side, but it will be some run chase. Yet the scoreboard pressure will be there. There are some good bowlers for Seylan Bank as well. Some of the fall of wickets, see, in the end. So 97 runs have been scored in their 10 overs, Seylan Bank. And Abans need 98 to win in just 60 balls. So we will take a short break and we will be back with live action for this run chase.
So welcome back to the DSN College grounds, and there we are. Seylan Bank put it to bat today by Abans Group, made 97 for 5 in their 10 overs, and Abans Group need 98 to win in 10 overs, a run rate of 9.8 runs an over. Could they get there? We'll have to wait and see. So this is going to be a crucial quarterfinal game, and the winner of this game will take on Power Hand Plantation in the semi-final, also at this venue. That's coming up after lunch in the afternoon session. So interesting games as the better teams are now qualifying for the semi-finals. And the umpires have walked out. We're waiting for really the Seylan Bank side to take the field with the Abans batsmen. That's Seylan Bank. Confident that they could defend this 97 total. We'll wait and see how the bowling attack fares, and the batsmen from Abans Group as well. They are out to make 98 runs. That will be their task to qualify for the semi-finals of this tournament. So all to play for in this tournament over these sides. We saw the first quarter-final when in the morning when Power Hand Plantations they beat the English Tea Shop, beat them comprehensively by 77 runs. In fact, English Tea Shop won the toss and invited Power Hand Plantations to bat first. They made 145 for 2 in their 10 overs. That's a big total. And then they were restricted, the English Tea Shop, they were restricted to 68 for 6 in their 10 overs. So comprehensive win for the Power Hand Plantations. They won by 77 runs. There are power to be reckoned with in this tournament, in the T10 tournament organized by the Mercantile Cricket Association. This T10 tournament for 2025, and this is Tier B games are being played. And the finals we played this evening, that's under lights at the CCC grounds. So one winner from this ground will go into the finals, and another winner from the MCA grounds also hosting some matches. They'll meet in the finals in Tier B. Right, players in the middle. Miranga Fernando and Ishara Akalanka opened the batting for Abans Group. The first over to be bowled by Anjuna Pereira for Seylan Bank. Going to be interesting as to what would happen in this game. The target is 98 to win for Abans Group. Let's wait and see what really happens. Will they attack? Will they be defending this total? How will they go about it? The field being set by Seylan Bank as well, making sure that all the fielders are in the correct place, and still few fielders moving around. So they got that man who's fielding at a deep mid-wicket on the boundary. They got a short fine leg along with the deep mid-on the onside. Got a mid-off in place, extra cover, the sweeper cover, and a third man as well. So here we are, all to play for. Still the bowler Anjuna Pereira making sure the field is well set. He doesn't want to take any chances at all. And the first ball will come up in a short while from now. Right, so Anjuna Pereira turning a few deliveries over to make his arm go over. The umpire is also calling to the batsman and to his partners and the scorer as well. Are you ready? And they all say yes. So time to get the innings underway. 98 to win for Abans Group. And still a few adjustments taking place. And here's Pereira on his way. Right arm over bowls. Played defensively out to the offside. That's a dot ball to start with. And Seylan Bank will be looking to try and defend these 97 runs they made for 5 wickets in their 10 overs. Of course, Abans Group will have other ideas to try and get these runs on the board. So Miranga Fernando, he's up facing up with Ishara Akalanka at the non-striker's end. And here's Anjuna Pereira once again, who bowls. Lofted on the offside, that's over the head of that mid-off fielder. Down to the boundary goes a 4. The first runs on the board for Abans Group. 4 for no wicket after 2 deliveries. So taking the aerial route was Miranga Fernando. Good strike indeed, cleared that man at mid-off. There's no man fielding on the boundary at long off. So how do you set a field? You have got 2 mandatory overs. The first 2 overs are mandatory overs as well. And then between overs 3 and 10, the batting side could take 1 mandatory over. And here's Pereira again. Played defensively on the offside. They crossed for a single this time. The ball running out towards that point region. So the total moves up to 5 for no wicket after 3 deliveries. So 93 runs further required of 57 balls. That's the equation for Abans Group. Seylan Bank had their work cut out to try and defend the 97 they made in their 10 overs. Current run rate is 10 runs an over. So batsman taking guard as well. Right, so Anjuna Pereira once again. Still setting his field to the new batsman, also right-hander Ishara Akalanka. So Ishara Akalanka take a look around the field to make sure where the fielders are placed. And here's Pereira. Driven on the offside. The man at extra gets a hand to it. The ball ricochets towards that mid-off fielder, but the batsman settled for just a single, so only a single been taken. They should have been looking for two, in fact. And the ball ricocheted off the extra cover fielder, but settled for one, takes the total up to 6 for no wicket. Mid-off drops down towards the long-off position. They realize that they need that man at long-off. Played defensively on the offside towards the point fielder. Single been taken once again. So 5 deliveries bowled in the first over. The total moves up to 7 for no wicket. Just the one boundary coming in that second ball of the innings. Miranga Fernando moves on to 6 and brings Ishara Akalanka on 1 to take strike. The last ball, the first over coming up. 91 required of 55 balls. They're going at 8.5 and over. They require 9.93 from this stage onwards. Short pulled away down towards deep mid wicket. Didn't quite get hold of it. So they only pick up a single for that. That will end the first over. 1 over completed. And Abans Group move on to 8 for no wicket.
මොනවද පේන්නේ කියමු?
CDBFD
දැන් කොහොමද?
CDBFD
ඔයාට කන්නාඩි ඕනේ නෑ. හොඳට දුර දෙක පේනවා.
දැනෙන පොලියක් දෙන CDP එක ඩිපොසිට් වෙනස්.
Victory target for Abans Group is 98. They've got 8 runs in that first over. So for the 90 runs required of 54 balls, Miranga Fernando is taking guard. He's on 6 of 4. Ishara Akalanka is on 2. He's faced 2 balls. So Anjuna Pereira bowled that 1 over, given away 8 runs. So second over coming up from the far end. Good to see spin in action. Ishara Dilkit to operate from that end to bowl the second over. His first over. Ishara Akalanka will have the strike. So stage all set for the second over to get underway. This is the second quarter-final game. Short pulled away on the onside. Got a long way, that one. 6 to start the over. That's well struck indeed by Ishara Akalanka. He's a strong man. The ball slightly short of a length. We look at that. There we are. Made full use of that. Hit it hard and high. It cleared the boundary very easily indeed. And that 6 runs takes the total to 14 for no wicket. So Abans Group will require a few more of those big last hits. They need a further 84 runs of 53 balls. They're going at 12 and over. They need a 9.51 from this stage onwards. And here's Dilkit to bowl his second ball. Again launched on the onside. That's gone big again. Where's that gone? All the way for 6. Back-to-back sixers for Ishara Akalanka. Takes him out to 14. Total races away to 20 for no wicket after 1.2 overs. Boy, oh boy, this has been excellent batsmanship. Look at that. Hard, high, handsome, clears the boundary. So Ishara Akalanka into his stride at the moment. 14 of 4. They need 78 or 52 balls. That's what is needed by Abans Group. They restricted Seylan Bank to 97 to 5. At one stage, it looked that Seylan will go into about 110, 115. but they lost 2 quick wickets in 1 over, put the brakes on the scoring, and now Abans Group making full use of some loose bowling, the spinners in operation, and here's the third ball coming up from Dilkit. Pushed on the onside, vacant mid-wicket region. They'll pick up a single for that. So 2 sixers and now the single coming in. 21 for no wicket after 1.3 overs. They're going at 14 and over. They require 9.06 from this stage onwards. So brings Miranga Fernando on strike. He's on 6 of 4 balls. 77 required of 51 balls. That's the equation of Abans Group. Seylan Bank. Pressure is on them. Short. Appeal for LBW, but that ball was too high. It was very short indeed, and it looked to be too high, and the umpire was not interested. So a dot ball, and the ball ran down towards short third man. It went in very quickly. Look at that. Yes, it's too high, far too high. Pulled away on the onside. Bits the fielders into the boundary for 4. So Miranga Fernando also into his act. And this is a big over, in fact, for Abans. And 17 runs so far in the over of 5 balls, 25 for no wicket. Miranga Fernando into double figures on 10. The last ball, the second over coming up. And Abans Group looking to make 98 to win. 25 for no wicket after 1.5 overs. 73 required of 49 balls. That's the equation. Zilkit, none for 17 of 5 balls. Current run rate is 13.64. They require 8.94 from this stage onwards. Short, and this is punished away on the offside. Beats the point fielder down to the sweeper boundary for 4. Big over, 21 runs of the second over. So after 2 overs, Abans Group at 29 for no wicket, with Miranga Fernando on 14 and Akalanka on 15.
මොනවද පේන්නේ කියමු?
CDB FD
දැන් කොහොමද?
CDB FD
ඔයාට කන්නාඩි ඕනේ නෑ. හොඳට දුර දෙක පේනවා.
දැනෙන පොලියක් දෙන CDP එක ඩිපොසිට් වෙනස්.
So 29 for 2. 21 runs coming off that last power play over. Don't forget there's another one. The batting side can decide when they want to take that batting power play over with 3 fielders only outside the 3rd yard. I think they have taken that. No, not yet. They're going well. Abans Group 29 runs in first 2 overs. What a great start for this run chase. That's what I said earlier as well. Anything below 100 is quite gettable. Yeah, that scoreboard pressure builds when it's a triple figure. But 97 runs only scored by Seylan Bank. This is gonna be some effort by the bowlers to stop these kind of batting, the hard hitting batting. These 2 batters are being very, very, very aggressive. So Nishan Fernando opens his bowling account with a dot ball. Well, it's another dot ball, something rare that we have seen. We haven't seen much dot balls of Seylan Bank bowlers. I see the 2 batters having a little chit-chat. Doesn't matter, a couple of dot balls, but they are going great. They've got that first 2 overs, 29 runs, which should be 3 overs, 29. Probably that's their required run rate. But they're getting it in 2 overs. So another dot ball. The keeper taking off the stumps. Slight appeal towards the leg umpire. 3 dot balls, some pressure. A very good over, turning out to be. The first half of the 3rd over has been very silent. A foolish delivery, upishly played. Just one bounce too long off. Just another single. So very good over turning out to be. Just one run coming off the first 4 deliveries. That was a juicy half volley. But the batter couldn't go for it. Just a single played upishly. So Mihiranga Fernando is on strike again. He's on 14. Another quick single. So this over turning out to be very, very good for Seylan Bank to come back right at this game. Can he finish off well in this over? Mishin Fernando just gave 2 runs so far. Well, cut away. So he bowled his first 5 deliveries just for 2 runs, but giving a boundary and becoming a little costly. But just a very good over still, though. Just gave 6 runs off that 3rd over. That was short, cut away upishly. 1 bounce towards that 3rd man region. So Ishara Kalanka moves to 20. So after 3 overs, Abans Group 35 for no loss.
මොනවද පේන්නේ කියමු.
CDBFD
දැන් කොහොමද?
CDBFD
ඔයාට කන්නාඩි ඕනේ නෑ. හොඳට දුර දෙක පේනවා.
දැනෙන පොලියක් දෙන CDB එක ඩිපොසිට් වෙනස්.
So 35 for 3 after 3 overs. Another 62 runs needed. So Iran Kanushka is the new bowler. Very unusual action, the run-up, in fact. Pitched outside the leg stump. A very good dot ball again. Need to check out, Eric. This is very, very interesting run-up of this left-arm orthodox. There you see a slight crouch as well. And they're running in. Nicely bowled, just for a single as well. First time I'm seeing this sort of an action of a bowler. But still it's 6-7 runs and over now. If someone can hang in there. A foolish delivery flicked towards the mid-wicket region for another single. So far so good, just 2 runs coming in the first half of this 4th over. Coming down the track, another dot ball. So current run rate holds at 10.09. They need 9.63, almost the similar situation. Nicely towards the, well, a misfield, costing 4 runs. Swept for front of square. Struck firmly off the bat. And the fielder couldn't gather it properly down there in the mid-wicket region. There you see the replay. Struck firmly. That sweep shot. The ball is rolling off his body down, but he couldn't gather it cleanly. The fielder down there near the mid-wicket boundary. So last ball coming up of this over. So 6 runs coming off the 4th over as well. So after 4 overs done, Abans Group 41 for no loss.
මොනවද පේන්නේ කියමු.
CDB FD
දැන් කොහොමද?
CDB FD
ඔයාට කන්නාඩි ඕනේ නෑ. හොඳට දුර දෙක පේනවා.
දැනෙන පොලියක් දෙන CDB එක ඩිපොසිට් වෙනස්.
Abans Group 41 for no wicket after 4 overs. 57 required of 36 balls. They've got all 10 wickets standing. Miranga Fernando is on 20. Ishara Akalanka is on 21. Looking for a good opening stand. Run Kanushka bowled at 1 over for just 4 runs. So Nishan Fernando to bowl his second and final over is considered 6 runs in his first over. Good first over. The first 4 or 5 deliveries, only 2 runs were scored, and then the last ball they got 4. He'll want to continue the good work in his second over. Pulled away on the onside. Fielder is there, takes the catch. Well, there we are. So Abans Group lose their first wicket. Well judged catch at deep mid wicket. And this could make all the difference when you start to lose wickets. And Fernando picks up his first wicket. 1 for 6 his figures. Look at the high-fi is going on the grounds, and Ishara Akalanka, who batted well, got some runs going. There's the replay coming up. Pulls it, but still the field on the boundary didn't have to move too much. Just had to hop up and collect the ball, and there they lose their first wicket. And that's well held as well. 41 for 1. First ball of the 5th over. As Akalanka is a man who departs. So 57 required of 35 balls. And Fernando's figures 1 for 6 after 1.1 overs. And Kavisha Dulanjan, the new man who walks in, joins Miranga Fernando in the middle, who's on 20. So a left-hander taking guard at the moment. This match could go down to the wire because they need 98 to win. And Kavisha Dulanjana has played 4 matches before this. The strike rate is excellent, 154.55. So he'll need all that experience and the strike rate. Pulls that one on the onside, down to deep mid-wicket. Fielder picks up inside the boundary, only a single to be had. So another good delivery from Fernando. 1 for 7 his figures after 1.2 overs. So 42 for the loss of 1 wicket brings Miranga Fernando to take strikes on 20 of 13 balls. 56 of 34, the equation at the moment for Abans Group. Hit away on the onside, down towards deep mid-wicket. 2 fielders converge. They get one, not looking for the second run. Didn't run that first run hard enough to look for the second. So this is 1 more run to the total. And it's 43 for the loss of 1 wicket after 4.3 overs. And Fernando 1 for 8 from 1.3. Going for a big heave on the onside. Dot ball. Wicketkeeper collects. Excellent delivery again from Nishan Fernando. So 1.4 overs, 1 for 8 is figures. 43 for 1 is Abans Group. Makes contact this time, down towards deep mid-wicket. 1 bounce to the boundary for 4. 2 fielders are converging, but there was a big gap here on the boundary, just under the commentary box. So 4 runs to the total, 47 for 1. Takes Dulanjana on to 5. He's struck that really well. And the first positive stroke in this over. Right, so 1 ball left to the 5th over. So Fernando's figures 1 for 12 after 1.5. Dulanjana on strike again. Reverse hit over the head of short third man, down to the boundary for 4. That's well played. Got full use of that. Ends the over. 5 overs completed. And Abans Group are 51 for 1.
මොනවද පේන්නේ කියමු.
CDB FD
දැන් කොහොමද?
CDB FD
ඔයාට කන්නාඩි ඕනේ නෑ. හොඳට දුර දෙක පේනවා.
දැනෙන පොලියක් දෙන CDB එක ඩිපොසිට් වෙනස්.
So 47 required of 30 balls, the equation for the Abans Group. Seylan Bank put it to bat today in the second quarter final, made 97 for 5 in their 10 overs. And set a victory target on 98 to win. They are 51 for 1 after 5 overs. They're at the halfway stage of this innings. So 47 required of 30 balls. That's the equation. And Sajid Guntalekar bowled his first over, the sixth of the innings. And this match looks to be going down to the wire. It's a very in game. 47 of 30 required. Before a big heave, wrapped to the pad, the ball rolls out in front of the batsman. The wicketkeeper very quick to spot out that the ball is just in front of the batsman and doesn't allow the batsman to get a single. So it's a dot ball to start the over. On the offside, straight towards extra cover. Fumble there, they should come back for 2. Another fumble where long off runs in. So 2 fumbles and they get 2 runs quite comfortably for that. So 5.2 was completed, 53 for 1. They're going at 9.94 runs and over. They require 45 from 28 balls, 9 wickets in hand. On the back foot, played away again to extra cover, single being taken. Return to the bowler, but the batsmen are home, so total up by 1 more run to 54 for 1 after 5.3 overs. Sajid Guntalekar, 3 balls, just conceded 3 runs. And Kavisha Dulanjana taking guard, is on 9 of 4 balls. Miranga Fernandez on 24 of 17. So 44 required of 27 balls, the equation. Lofted on the offside. Where is that going? Out caught. Excellent bit of fielding. So Abans Group lose their second wicket. Lofted shot on the offside. There we go. The replay. Got good bat on that. Look at the fielder. Covered that beautifully. With the fall, he also caught the ball out. So there we are. So 54 for the loss of 2 wickets. After 5.4 overs. Chamindu Hasanka, the new batsman walking in. The current run rate 9.53. They require 10.15 for this stage onwards. Very gettable. Sajid Guntalekar, 1 for 3 of 4 deliveries. Could be anybody's game at the moment. Like we said, it might go down to the wire this game. 98 to win for Abans Group. They did well to restrict Seylan Bank to 97 for 5 in their 10 overs. At one stage, it looked to be over 100 runs. But then Seylan Bank lost 2 wickets. Chamit Silva, the new man in, right-handed batsman. Played 39 matches. 250s in his career. The average is 19.29, not a great average. Strike rate is 93.44. Do on the offside. Extra cover, there's the field in. The batsman crossed, so 1. So 55 for the loss of 2 wickets. Chamindu Hasanka off the mark with 1, brings Miranga Fernando on strike. The last ball, the 6th over. Pulled away again on the onside. That goes big. That's a big 6 on the onside. And that's what the doctor ordered for Abans Group. They end the 6th over at 61 for 2. Miranga Fernando on 30.
මොනවද පේන්නේ කියමු
CDBFD
දැන් කොහොමද
CDBFD
ඔයාට කන්නාඩි ඕනේ නෑ හොඳට දුර දෙක පේනවා
දැනෙන පොලියක් දෙන CDP එක ඩිපොසිට් වෙනස්.
So 6 overs done. 61 for 2. They're going well, these two batters, especially the likes of Miranga Fernando, getting some runs. He got two towering sixers to his belt because he's one of the calm, cool character batters out there in the middle. He has got almost half the runs. Just 37 runs, 24 balls. Very gettable with 8 wickets in hand. Just couple of two blusty blows. That equation becomes very minimal. Gets the balls and runs. The deficit will get little closer. Just 13 between now. 9.25 runs per over. 9 runs and over almost. So the left arm spinner comes in, and then Chanukka pulls another brilliant delivery. A dot ball. What Chamidu needs to be doing is that he needs to get off strike. Get Mihiranga on strike now. Needs to rotate the strike, get some singles, because dot balls is very crucial at this time of the day. There you see another one. Wild swing. He is just swinging the bat, but he needs to get off strike. Slight turn as well. So he gets off strike, just a single. Just a single coming off the first 3 deliveries. So this game will be really interesting in this run chase. Abans Group, can they hold their nerves and go on to make this run chase? A sky up there. Well, some relief for Mihiranga. That was a short delivery. He's going for that pull shot. Probably got a leading edge. Trying to go extra cover. But I think Chamida needs to get going. Just 2 runs coming off the first 4 deliveries. There you go. Big heave. There's a fielder under it. An easy catch. Well, is there a twist in the tail now? Seylan Bank holding their nerves. What's exactly happening for Abans Group? They're losing wickets. These dot balls are very crucial. They're not getting those boundaries. 35 runs needed in 19 balls, in fact. If Seylan Bank can get that prize wicket of Miranga Fernando, it will be very crucial this game. What a brilliant over. Chenuka just 2 runs in this first over and picked up a wicket as well. So coming to hit Tiarachi. 16 games, 219 runs with the highest score of 51 not out. A quick single to shy the stumps. The ball's knocking on to the batter's arms. So end of an eventful over. After 7 overs done, Abans Group 64 for 3.
මොනවද පේන්නේ කියමු?
CDBFD
දැන් කොහොමද?
CDBFD
ඔයාට කන්නාඩි ඕනේ නෑ. හොඳට දුර දෙක පේනවා.
දැනෙන පොලියක් දෙන CDP එක ඩිපොසිට් වෙනස්.
So 7 overs done, 64 for 3. With the spinners operating and the right-handers in strike, it is not going to be easy. They need almost 12 runs and over. So 34 in 18 balls. If Iran Kanashka can bowl a very good over, anything below 10 runs, we will have a very good game. And Seylan Bank, I think he's changing the bowler. He's going to bowl someone else. It is supposed to be Abans Kanushka to bowl the 8th over. Now they have changed. They're bowling one of the different bowlers. Let's see. The opening bowler, yes. It's 34 runs, 3 overs. What a crack of a game. This is turning out to be. So Anjuna Pereira bowled his first over just for 8 runs. So probably they are holding the 2 left-arm spinners to bowl the last 2 overs. It can be a tactical move, but as well as bowling spinners in the last 2 overs, it is not going to be easy. But very experienced 2 spinners. They have bowled very well. The one has bowled 1 over just 6 runs. The other one has bowled 1 over just for 3 runs, picking up a wicket as well. So probably that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to keep those 2 overs, the left arm spinners overs, right at the end. We know they have bowled well, Seylan Bank, in the previous league games as well. So this is going to be a very interesting over coming up. A skyrocket, there's a fielder under it. Well, he made a mess out of it. Abans Kanushka, he was taken off bowling, and now there's a catch gone towards that 3rd man and a skyrocket catch. He drops it. The idea, the intentions are clear that the batters need to go after the bowling now because there is not much time left. 17 balls, 33 runs. But he made a really mess out of it. So Anjuna Pereira bowling his 2nd over now. A dot ball. Well, this is turning out to be very, very interesting. Just 1 run coming off the first 2 balls. Can Seylan Bank hold their nerves? Well, a big heave towards mid-wicket, so this is good bowling. I think Seylan Bank are pulling this through. Well, Miranga Fernando is on 31. That was the batter who had got most of the runs for Abans Group, but still yet they cannot. After the bowling at this time frame, it is the crucial moment that they are just struggling at this stage. Just 16 balls, 33 runs. Struck firmly. That's a boundary. That's much needed boundary for Abans Group. They needed that. I see, struck firmly off the middle of the bat, just past the bowler. So 5 runs coming off the first 4 deliveries. 2 crucial deliveries coming up. The scores moves to 69 now. 29 runs off 14 deliveries. Quite gettable as well, but with 2 spinners trying to operate the last 2 overs. Well, what a shot is that? Advancing towards the off stump, taking some room, playing that ramp towards the fine leg region. There were 2 fielders, the square leg and the fine leg was up. If he missed that delivery, definitely it will have crashed the stumps, but taking some advantage towards the offside and making room to go after that delivery, some room, getting that ramp was very, very strategically moved by Miranga Fernando. And he moves to 41. If Abans needs to get the remaining 23 runs, it should be this man. Definitely it should be Miranga Fernando's bat. So 11 runs coming off the 5 deliveries so far. So 23 runs needed, 13 balls. The equations are getting closer and closer now. Same shot, same region, another boundary. So now the game has shifted again towards Abans Group. 15 runs coming off the last over, and last 3 balls costing 14 runs. So 8 overs done. 79 for 3 Abans Group. Nice 3 shots. That was superb.
මොනවද පේන්නේ කියමු.
CDB FD
දැන් කොහොමද?
CDB FD
ඔයාට කන්නාඩි ඕනේ නෑ. හොඳට දුර දෙක පේනවා.
දැනෙන පොලියක් දෙන CDB එක ඩිපොසිට් වෙනස්.
So Abans Group 79 for 3 after 8 overs. That last over, well, that was a crucial over for them. 19 runs required of 12 balls at the moment for Abans Group. Seylan Bank will use the 2 spinners to try and restrict the scoring, pick it a wicket or so. Miranga Fernando on 45 with 22 balls. Coming to Hitiarachi is on 2, is faced with 2 balls. And there's the first of the spinners in operation. Down the track, lofted on the offside. That's big. That's gone really over the boundary. That's a big 6 indeed. Gone to perhaps the to the wall side, but the ball has come back. So which means that 6 runs, and well, there we are. That's a short delivery, but pulled away. Well played indeed. And Abans Group slowly but surely inching towards the target of 98. They are 79 for 3 after 8.1 overs. Well, it should be 85 in fact for the loss of 3 wickets. And this one just tucked away on the offside towards that sweeper region. And they'll pick up 1 more run. So 7 runs coming off the 2 deliveries of this over. So more advice coming in for the striker. That's Miranga Fernando, who's really held this innings together. 86 for 3. Down the track, lofted again. Oh, could have been caught, but through the fielder's hands over the boundary for 6. Could have been caught out. But in the meantime, the total goes up to 92 for the loss of 3 wickets. Well, Abans Group seems to be pulling this off. Big run chase. 98 to win. So 6 runs required. We are in the 9th over at the moment. Miranga Fernando, he's on 45, or 51 in fact. Pushed out to the offside, single being taken. So 7 runs coming off these couple of deliveries. We're down to the last few runs for this match. Pulled away on the onside again. Picked up inside the boundary. It's just a single being taken. $93 for the loss of 3 wickets after 8.4 overs. So 4 runs required to win. Chenuka 1 for 17 balls, and this is played down towards short fine leg. So 1 more run being taken. All too easy now for Abans Group. End of the over, and it's a 94 for the loss of 3 wickets.
මොනවද පේන්නේ කියමු.
CDB FD
දැන් කොහොමද?
CDB FD
ඔයාට කන්නාඩි ඕනේ නෑ. හොඳට දුර දෙක පේනවා.
දැනෙන පොලියක් දෙන CDB එක ඩිපොසිට් වෙනස්.
Right, we're down to the last over. In fact, that scorecard not quite correct on the screen. It's running behind schedule. Three runs required by Abans Group to win this match. Pushed on the offside to extra cover, a fumble again, so it allows the batsman to cross that single quite easily. 96 for the loss of 3 wickets. We've got 2 runs to get in 5 balls. That's the equation. Again pushed away on the offside. Another misfield. They're coming back for 2. That will seal the game, in fact, for the Abans Group. And there we are. So 98 for 3 after 9.2 overs. 98 for 3. And in the end, a comfortable win for Abans Group. They win by 7 wickets. And they'll also qualify for the semi-finals of this Mercantile Cricket Association T10 tournament for 2025 in Tier B. So Seylan Bank made 97 for 5, put in the bat. They could have pulled this off, but then in the last couple of overs, Abans Group also went on the splurge. They got those 2 boundaries going that last over, picked that run rate up. And Hetiarachi not out 12, Miranga Fernando not out 54. Shake of hands right round as the 2 teams, they did their best to qualify for the semi-finals, but only one team can win, and it is been Abans Group. Easy winners in the end, 98 for 3 after 9.3 overs. Right, so another quarter-final game completed. So now we've got a semi-final game coming up here. Here's the scorecard. Abans Group, Miranga Fernando not out of 54, 28, 3 sixers and 6 fours. Ishara Akalanka made 21, two boundaries. And Dulanjana, another man who was in the runs. And Abans Group won by 7 wickets in this second quarter final. So we look at that scorecard again as Dulanjana made 9, Hasanaka Silva made 2. And of course, coming the Hetiarachi not out 12 with 1-6. No extras in the innings, but after 9.2 overs, Abans Group made 98 for 3, winning the match. Look at the bowling figures for the Seylan Bank. Anjana Pereira, 2 overs, none for 23. Dilkit, none for 21 from the 1 over. Nishan Fernando, 1 for 16. Kanushka, none for 9. Gunathilaka, 1 for 10 in his 1 over. And of course, Randula, 2 overs, 1 for 19. Follow wickets 41, 54, and 63. Let's take a look at the highlights of that innings as well. So there we go with Abans Group needing 98 to win in 10 overs. Off to a great start. There we are, runs flowing in for Abans Group as well. And that's pulled away again on the onside. No fielder could get there. Short outside the line of off stump. Played past the cover region into the boundary for 4. And again a short one. Cut away down towards backward point to the boundary for 4. Pulled away on the onside. Bad misfield on the boundary. Hit away hard and high on the onside this time. Good catch held at deep mid wicket. Pulled away down towards deep mid wicket again. No fielder can get there to the boundary. It crashes in. And this one is pulled away down to the boundary for 4 more. There we go. Lofted. Catch taken in the deep. Another boundary scored. Pulled away on the onside again. Catch been taken. And of course, those are the 3 wickets that fell. And then that penultimate over. Look at the runs being scored. Flicked again towards backward square leg for 4. Back-to-back boundaries in that over. So runs came in nice and thick and fast for Abans Group. Put the pressure on Seylan Bank. And there was the big one again that clears the boundary. Down the track. Hit away. Could have been caught, but it went through the fielder's hands into the boundary for 4. And by that time, it was done and dusted for Abans Group. Right, so there we are. We found the semi-finalists at the DSN College grounds. Power Hand Plantations will meet Abans Group in the semi-final down here. And we'll take a break for lunch and be back with all the action for the first semi-final in a short while from now.